My internet's gone bad, is it?
A little bit.
Hey, Matt.
We got Matt.
Stefanik.
Matt is here with no audio.
Oops.
So if anybody's got any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer.
Let's see.
To learn more about what I do, you can go to thefirstdeal.com. At the First Deal, ultimately what we do is we teach people how to close their first deal if they're brand new, or their first 100 deals if they've done a couple deals but not been able to really create that system, that business, that empire. So that's what we do. If you go to the First Deal, you can get a free CD. I mean, anybody can get that.
Awesome.
And you just got to start there. You just got to start engaging, asking questions with us, and we'll walk you through it every step of the way.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Brian. That's awesome. And this getting recorded, so this will stick around online for some time as well. So I'm sure that folks will catch it.
So you get questions in, and we have a whole plan of what we're going to do this. Well, I have anyway, so I'll tell you tomorrow, Jeremiah. Okay. There's been some fabulous content here, so we'll keep this rolling and rolling. Cool. Brian, take care, brother. Thanks.
Matt, all right, guys. Thank you all.
Thanks, Brian.
Take it easy and polish those boots. See you, brother.
Awesome. Not sure if
so Matt.
No. In the upper right corner, you'll see it looks like a little, in the address bar, looks like a little camera. In the actual address box, you might have to select the microphone from the browser. Yeah.
We'll talk about ourselves. Anyway, guys, while we're waiting for Matt to sort out the technical problems.
You got it.
Aha!
I got it. Stupid.
Paid the light bill.
You gotta turn the mic on.
That always helps.
Yes.
So this is the reason we're doing this, guys. Just before Matt starts,
This
is Dylan. This is the reason we're doing it. So that's the GoFundMe page. There's a load of prizes for people who have who will donate. There's loads of stuff available. So go make your donations, big or small. People are coming in and making all types of different donations. Every
donating right now, which is awesome.
We're how much?
We are at 6,000.
I've been on here for like 20 minutes listening to Brian's whole bullshit.
Go to that. He come back in and give you.
I hope he's still on. I can see him. I know he's on. Just giving him a hard time.
He's coming back.
He's let him back in.
I knew it. I couldn't hear the audio. He ditched out. He's like, nope, I'm going.
I'm putting my helmet on.
What up?
I see you.
That's awesome. Now we have a battle.
How you been, man? I haven't talked to you forever.
I know. Fantastic. It's bringing back a lot of memories when you're talking about real estate. I had a similar experience probably with Tony when investing in Florida, all kinds of doing short sales and stuff like that. But, man, the market really got crazy in Florida. Yeah. So, man, that brings back a lot of memories. I loved flipping houses. I think I liked it better than what I do now, honestly, and dying to get back into it. So eventually I probably will, but anyways.
I'm here, man. If you ever need any help, we go back pretty far. So you let me know. I'm here for you, brother. Just call me anytime.
Yeah, buddy. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm glad you jumped back on.
So teach me something. Teach me something, you little sexy beast.
That's fun.
We can go away for an hour, come back. We can go for a kip.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anything prepared, but been self-employed for 14 years, been in all kinds of different businesses, and what I do every day is just sit at my desk, marketing, work probably about 5-6 hours a day. Just grossly unemployable weirdo. That's what I do every day.
Matt, I resemble the comment because I have actually never sat a job interview in my life.
Oh, it's been years.
Since Since 16, I've worked for myself. I have never, ever been employed. I am completely unemployable.
That's awesome. I dropped out of college and have not had a job ever since. It was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love the accent. I do Irish accents all the time, and it drives my wife crazy.
Yeah. Once it's better than Tom Cruise's one in Far and Away, we're okay.
If
it's as bad as that,
if you keep talking, I'm gonna get off the call. I was on a webinar last week, and both guys were Irish, and I was doing it the rest of the night. It was driving her crazy. She loves that stuff.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that. If I go to the States and I come back, I'm the same. My kids are saying, "Dad, we're not living in America. It's not awesome."
That's funny.
Speak properly.
Oh, it's not great.
That's good.
Oh my God, man. I mean, this is just totally weird.
You can't escape the accent.
No.
What do you guys want to talk about? I can talk about real estate or anything. I love
Facebook. So we hear you're the Facebook ad genius.
I don't know about that. I'm actually just talking to a company today to try to outsource my ads. I don't want to have to do my ads anymore because it's a lot easier than people think. The best advice, and when somebody comes to me asking me like, what do I do? Go create an ad. That's the best advice I can give anybody because you'll learn so much by just doing. Facebook, I think, has made it incredibly easy these days. From when I started running ads on Facebook, probably 4 or 5 years ago, it's so different now that you really don't have to think very much. You don't have to bid. You pick your objective. You figure out where you want to send people. Kind of, a lot of it really has to do with figuring out what you want to do to begin with. Yeah. The running the ads part's easy. Like build your funnel, figure out what you want to do, how you want to take your prospects through your funnel, and the running the ads part is easy. Like the most important thing is building that funnel out, figuring out what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You want to generate leads, you want to get brand awareness, you want to get video views or people to visit your store, stuff like that. The ads part is super easy. Really you got to think about what am I going to do once I get them there? Is the site optimized? Is it actually going to convert? We have a great offer. Is it compelling? Then targeting is half of it, getting the right people to that offer. But really the ads part is super simple. Facebook has made it really easy. You figure out what you want to do. You select that as an objective. And, of course you want to make sure you have your pixels on your page so you can retarget people and you can do conversion tracking and stuff like that. But, go create an ad. That's the best advice I can give anyone that's kind of scared to get going.
It's interesting on the retargeting thing because I see a lot of people, they go retarget, but they use the exact same ad. Yeah. So I find kind of like, if somebody's coming, they haven't bought, give them another reason to come back to buy. Yeah.
And actually you can kind of run your campaigns with the retargeting in mind. So instead of trying to sell anything, a really cool strategy is to send people to some informational stuff, maybe a blog post, and then, target your ads to the people who you think are going to be your prospects, but don't sell them anything. And that way, once you get them on your retargeting audience, they've already identified themselves as being lukewarm prospects. You don't have to sell to them up front. We do that a lot. I mean, we'll send them right to a sales page, but you can send them to just about anything. You can really send them to something that's not even yours as long as you're using a retargeting link, just to build up that retargeting list. Because anyone who clicks on that takes the time to actually click on that ad to go to another website or to view some content or take any kind of action that you want. They've identified themselves as a possible prospect. And then you could literally just build up that retargeting audience and use that retargeting audience as your audience when you go to run an ad. So you can kind of flip that on its head. But you're right.
So you're harvesting down into a list of people that have put their hand up, rather than going out to a broad reach. You're refining it back down before you sell. That's very clever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like that two-step approach to the campaign, like a traditional two-step campaign. Like give them some content and value first, and then retarget to them to get the sale later on, right?
Yep, absolutely. But like Tony said, don't send them back to the same page. They left. Right. I mean, sure, like remind them of the product, remind them of the branding. Be consistent in that way. But go send them. What we'll do, because we have a lot of webinars. We do webinars all the time. And we have all these webinar replay pages that we can send them to. This is what makes webinars so great. they become assets that you can just use over and over. So if we send them to, let's say, a sales page, they decided not to buy, we can retarget them with a webinar. It's still us, it's still our brand, but we're continuing to give them more and more value. And the more exposure we get, I mean, they're going to see us everywhere. Like, my goal is just to get people to click that link. That's all I want. That's awesome. Just click, just touch that link. Please just touch that link.
Yeah. Just whisper to it. Just whisper to it.
I'm gonna follow you around the web, right? Yeah. And they're gonna think, like Jeremiah, you and I were talking, you had a client that signed up with you because they said you guys were everywhere.
Yeah, they thought we were running ads. Yeah, they thought we were running direct ads, like we had a humongous budget, and it was a big company that was a prospect. And they said, man, one of the reasons I picked you is because I saw you everywhere.
Yeah,
you guys must have one hell of a budget. And I said, we have a decent budget, and yes, we are everywhere. But you would have to. You would have to.
No lies.
One of the
well, this is being recorded, so.
No, I mean, perception is power. You don't have to talk yourself out of that perception. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, one of
the cleverest things, Jeremiah, I heard over here was the startup was going to Silicon Valley, right? And he was pitching to investors. So there was one guy he knew that would be very, very interesting. So he socially profiled him, right? So he followed what college he went on. He went LinkedIn, and he created a whole ad campaign across all the social networks around this guy. Every time the guy came on, he saw the company name. So when he walked in to make the pitch, the guy goes, "I've heard of you."
Oh, that's brilliant.
I've heard of people doing this to get the attention of the press. So they'll reach out to particular editors and things like that using Facebook targeting or LinkedIn or whatever it may be. And then they're able to get that attention, which would otherwise be extremely difficult to get. I know with us, like one of the retargeting things like Matt was talking about that works so well is we basically took a bunch of our testimonials from our customers and put them through into a multitude of different ads, different designs, everything. And they're all different testimonials. So if someone comes in and downloads a guide or they just hit the website, we're following them around for a very long time with multiple different messages. So we just kind of overwhelm people with social proof. And that's the only task that retargeting campaign has, that one campaign. And there's dozens of different ads. But the cool thing is you can track them all the way through to see how people interact with them, which ones appear to work better based on, like you said, you have to have a strategy. Like Matt said in the beginning, if you know what your strategy is and what your end goal is, you can track them against that and then start slicing off the ones that don't work and then keep that subset of the ads that seem to work really well. But that seems – I mean, I'm not going overboard with it. It's a very basic campaign, but it seems to work based on the verbal communication with the customer saying, wow, you guys, people say great things about you and, stuff like that.
Well, I want to chime in. What Matt said is exactly right. I mean, creating an ad is a piece of cake. If you're afraid to create an ad, it's almost as easy as sending an email these days. You got to have a process on what they do next. And Matt knows his stuff. I mean, we were in a mastermind group for years, so I mean, he understands how that works. And don't overcomplicate it. And at the end of the day, it's about return on investment. So you got to have a budget. You got to be willing to spend a little bit of money to get people to raise their hand.
Yeah.
So if you whatever that budget is, I don't care. You got something and to throw something at it. And as long as you make more than that, what you spent on that campaign, then you've done well. And if you haven't made money, then that means your back end is not set up correctly. So you got to make sure you have your set up.
I would add to that in our group, we have the largest Shopify related group on Facebook. It's over 11,000 people now. So we get a lot of e-commerce people in there talking about ads and everything related to e-commerce and Shopify. And when I see people complain that I wasted money on Facebook ads, I've never ever wasted money on Facebook ads. So maybe when I first started a little bit, but now, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not successful, if I don't make money, I can even lose money because there's so many benefits to just running ads. Number one, you get exposure for your brand, right?
Yep.
Number two, you can build up retargeting audiences.
Yep.
Number three, you will get sales if it's crafted properly, right? You'll get followers, you'll get likes on your fan page. Yep. There's so many lateral benefits outside of what your objective is for running Facebook ads that it doesn't make sense to really complain that I spent $50 a day and I didn't get any sales. Well, you got a lot of other stuff out of that, right? And that at the same time, it makes it kind of hard to figure out what your actual ROI is on those ads. You know, a lot because we use Improvely links on everything on our e-commerce store, so we see like where the sales came from, and we can track every single ad that we have out there. We can
that's
track
awesome.
Ad roll. We can track from Facebook to the exact post, whether it was mobile, whether it was this particular text.
What tool did you say you use for that, man?
Improvely.
Improvely.
I love it. Yeah.
So that
great.
shows you like attribution, I guess, as it's called. So you could check, let's say, 6 months down the road, and you could track everything all the way through to see like where it came from.
That's cool.
Actually, I just made a purchase myself today on my own store, just because my daughter wanted something from our store. So I got an email notification from Improvely, which I do on every one of our sales. It just kind of tells you what the conversion was.
It said keep it up.
Yeah, it'll show you. It'll show you the history of that person. And because I'm on my site all the time, it showed like every single visit to my store and how I came there. And that's the same for every user. So it'll show you like it was a direct visit. It came from this ad. It came from a bookmark. So you never know when like visitors, they didn't buy, but maybe they bookmarked your site, and that holds a lot of weight, right? Because they're going to come back and buy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's kind of also so a lot of my sales are business to business, right? So it's a long sales cycle, and I've done stuff where it could take months and months. So you get someone in, so it all depends on the expectation. If you know your average, you got to know your business in order to be in business, right? Like you don't want to just go out there like, I'm just going to start slinging stuff out there and say, it didn't work. Well, did you really know your business, right? Like, do you expect like, okay, one visit, one sale? Like if that's true, then okay, maybe it didn't work. But if you know your average sales cycle, like for example, I consult with a lot of business to business companies, and they may say things like, well, Google is not good enough. Our customers don't go to Google. They ask each other. And then I show them a sales report. Well, here's, $1.25 million in sales straight from Google, tracked to keyword, to lead, to sale, and that's because we know that business is, a certain sales cycle. It could be 3 months on average from a lead coming in before a real lead, like a quotation request, to them becoming a customer. And you got to know that kind of stuff in your business. So if you're expecting, a short turnaround and you're measuring advertising against direct conversion rate, then yes, maybe, that's one thing that you're going to measure for success or failure. But if it's business to business, has a long sales cycle, then you have to be able to stick out that 3 months until you start getting the data. Then let the data tell you what to do. But don't just assume like, it doesn't work, I'm done, I'm out.
But even on, one of the things that fascinates me about Facebook ads and especially social media stuff is everybody forgets the first word is social. And if you're screaming like, buy my shit, 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 buy my shit. Like, if you're sitting in a pub tomorrow and a guy comes in with a long trench coat and goes, I've got sunglasses and watches, what's the first thing you do? Tell him to out the door. You won't know. And so people aren't trying to build a relationship on social media, even through their ads, which is like, boosting posts and all the stuff that you can now do, and just giving people value so that they do trust you and understand you. And that's the great thing. And the other thing I find fascinating is, especially because I'm an ex-retailer, right? So the main reason people don't come back to buy is not because of bad service, bad product, bad anything. The main reason that 85% of people don't come back to buy is they forget about you. They actually forget about it. And if you don't believe me, sit down with your wife tomorrow and say, we're going to go out for dinner, and try and think of 10 places where you're going to go. And you've probably eaten out 10 times, or look at your wardrobe and see where you bought your clothes. And tell me who you bought them off, or who he was, how much you paid. We have no clue, because we expect all service. We expect good stuff. And it's just amazing how many guys are like, it's going late, so I'm going to call it, I'm going to be polite, I call it erect penis syndrome, right? I've one thing on my mind, I just want to sell to you, and I'm just going to keep pounding at it until you buy. Like, it's just absolute insanity.
I love that. I'm going to steal that.
Yeah,
I'll give you credit. I promise I'll give you credit. That's great.
The lucky Irishman.
But that's exactly what it is. They're just to get a hard on for that sale.
Yeah.
And once they get it, they're just disappointed. It's like, buy my shit, and they don't have that long term, horizon like Jeremiah was talking about. There's,
Felicia just put up, oh my goodness. This is the reason I didn't get you back in yet, Felicia. We'll get very clean, I promise, when you come back, and I'll be very polite again.
No, it's true though. It's like Facebook has become a lot like its own QVC, right? It's just like buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, and after a while, you just get sick of it. I know it's getting that way because I see other expert teachers saying, "Oh my God, if I see one more ad for this or one more ad for that, you know that it's kind of having a burn rate, right? Like it's just a constant pitch fest, and people aren't carefully targeting and building the relationship like Pat had mentioned earlier as well.
Click caution. We're creating click caution.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, that's like a new thing.
Just like banner blindness was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right?
It's click caution. People are going to start to wise up. The consumers in general are going to wise up and think, do I want to be retargeted by this? So when I'm shopping, I'll go in Google incognito window because I don't want to be retargeted by hotels in Duluth, Georgia, right? Brian knows what I'm talking about.
A marketer blocking marketing. Damn it. Yeah. You heard it here.
That's what we're creating though, because retargeting has become so democratized. Before it was like only something that really big brands and big budgets could really do. Now anybody can do it. It's super cheap.
Yep.
And you use something like AdRoll, you can actually retarget outside of Facebook, and which I love because we'll show up on sites like Yahoo and Hotmail and Skype. And if you see us on Yahoo, you're thinking, "Wow, holy crap! They're like huge. Advertising on Yahoo. These guys are huge." But it's really just because you got cookies that we set. So that's why I'm like, just touch my link, please.
There's so many back.
Right. We lost Matt.
Somebody touched his seat.
Yeah, he said touch my link and he got booted. Wow. What do you know?
We'll see if we come back in. Brian, brother, I'm going to kick you and let Felicia come in if you're all right with that.
Y'all be good.
Wait, Brian, yours is thefirstdeal.com?
Yeah.
Putting it in.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Good to see you. Hey, Matt, good to see you, brother.
See you.
Thanks, Brian.
Brian, stay cool.
Thank you.
See you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. For some reason, on my screen you're up as Felicia, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, your name above you says Felicia.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
And she's talking!
Can you hear me?
Yes! Matt, I tell you what.
Okay, that's
Matt,
weird.
if you move your mouth, Matt, this is really going to confuse people because we get Felicia to talk.
Go ahead, Felicia. I'll do my best.
Well, I can hear you and see you.
That is so crazy.
Oh, my God. We'll lip sync together.
Yeah.
So click caution is something you really have to be aware of when you're doing Facebook retargeting. Genius.
This is
He's
great.
going to pee his pants.
I'm going to kick both of you and both come back in again one at a time.
All right.
Hey, Tony, you asked why I don't have to go to the bathroom, and it's because my dad gave me these.
Oh, gosh. That's awful.
Don't mind me.
Felicia, talk.
It's really me.
Matt,
Do I look like me and sound like me?
Yes.
Oh, my God. How funny.
Tony and I have been here for a while.
There we
I
go.
can hear Matt, but I don't see him.
What?
Yeah, you better drop out and then come back.
Just for the first
This is, I think we broke Blab
No,
here.
my name is me. My name is still me, so that's
Oh,
good.
your
at
name is
least.
new, yeah, which is good, but we can hear Matt. Matt, are you there?
Yeah.
You guys in the same room or what?
Is there something going on here, guys?
No. Matt, where are you in the world?
I'm outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town called Wexall.
It
We're
sounds
not
like
too
he's
far.
outside your front door. Matt, if you hang up and
my
call back
God.
in, here we go. Perfect. That was classic. That was
That's
brilliant.
That better?
That's so weird.
Oh, here. No,
Hey, and we're all back together. Yay.
Yeah, time to put the helmet back on.
Matt, what do you think of
Okay.
Facebook's new thing they've come out with the full page takeovers on mobile.
Full page takeovers on mobile, the full sales page?
Yeah, they're going to pop up full ads.
For Facebook?
Yeah.
Don't know anything about it yet. Haven't used it.
Yeah, they've only launched it now last week, so I do a lot in mobile. I'm interested in that to see what they're coming up. I think it could bite them back, but because what they're trying to do is to stop people migrating off of Facebook and staying on it.
Yeah.
And we've known that for a long time, and so we've tried to accommodate them because I think Facebook really rewards certain behaviors, like engaging your audience, your fan page. So they reward fan pages with reach for those that really. I mean, we were on a webinar a couple weeks ago, and we were just kind of on screen sharing on Facebook, and we were looking at a couple different fan pages, and it showed how much reach these people were getting, but they were posting like a dozen times a day, right? So I think Facebook really rewards. They want you to be engaging your fans and posting regular content because they don't want just selling. As a matter of fact, a while ago, I think maybe it was a year ago, they deleted a lot of fan pages, ones that were only using their fan page to run ads, and if they weren't like actually engaging their audience and publishing content, they just deactivated them. I was included in that because I hate, I'm just not social like that. I would rather just not. So I rarely post. If you look at my profile, I don't post hardly at all. I have to force myself to remember to do that. But Facebook doesn't like that. Facebook doesn't want you to just use your fan page to run ads. They want you to actually build a following, build an audience, and anything that has to do with mobile when it comes to Facebook ads or mobile in general, we definitely want to pay attention because we know from our own store that at least 65 to 75% of our traffic comes from mobile.
Wow.
So everything we design for is for mobile. So if it looks good on mobile, we'll go with it because it's going to look good on desktop anyways, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the theme here is really just tracking, knowing your numbers, and then doing enough of it so you get enough data to make sound decisions. And I think that's where most people kind of tend to drop out, is they drop out early because they don't have enough data to make those decisions, either because they didn't try it long enough or they didn't track in the first place. And then they just say, oh, it didn't work, I'm out, right? And they're not looking for the right things right from the start. So then they kind of could be right around the corner from having the data that they need, but they don't even know, they're just not following the right steps. And it sounded like that was the same thing even with some of the trading information that we got toward the beginning of the call about Forex and things like that, is just having the right plan and then knowing what to watch for and what to watch out for, and not just making decisions off the cuff, because a lot of people do that and then they just get burned and then nothing, they tank basically.
Yeah, I think from looking at a lot of the demographics in our group and the people that are running ads and doing Shopify now, they have such small budgets that they really are focused on, I need to get sales, I need to have every single ad have a positive ROI, and that's just not the case. That's not always the case, especially when a lot of these people are selling T-shirts. And T-shirts, we've been doing that for several years. It's the same game, whether it's on Shopify or it's on Represent or any of the other platforms out there. It's a numbers game. And with that means you got to run a lot of ads, and some of them are going to be losers. But in the long term, you're still building up that pixel data. You're able to kind of look at your ads and figure out what your demographics are and kind of narrow them down. But yeah, I mean, you got to really take a longer term approach and a view with when you're running Facebook ads, no matter what you're doing, really.
Yeah, that's a good point you mentioned though about the what you're selling, right? So again, kind of going back to the idea of knowing your business, right? To be in business, so you got to know what your numbers are and what your true expectations should be. If you're selling a product that costs $15, it's going to be extremely difficult to make a profit on the front end with most traffic channels, from the first visit through. I mean, it's going to be just brutal, unlikely. But if you're selling a few $1,000s item, then, your chances could be higher. So you got to know your numbers, before you start.
Yeah, that definitely has a lot to do with, what your price point is. And, but yeah, you got to be in it for the long term. We started our Shopify store And we just had this discussion in our group today. Somebody asked about, should I trademark my name? Well, it depends. What's your goal with this thing? Is it just kind of like an everything store where you just really looking to get cash flow out of it? Or do you want to build a long-term brand and something that you can sell, like a sellable asset? Well, we knew from the get-go, if we're going to do this, we're going to build a big business, we're going to build a big brand, and we're going to sell it eventually for years from now, right? Awesome. So we got a trademark name. It's a registered trademark now, so we get to use a little R symbol after our name. We've got a custom branded 800 number, a vanity number. It's got our brand name in it. So all these things in mind, like we don't mind if we run ads and we don't make money. We will spend that money. Obviously, we got to, worry about cash flow as we go along. We do make sales, obviously, but we're not so concerned like, oh, this thing didn't do so well. We lost some, a couple $100 on this particular campaign over a week or whatever.
Yeah.
So Matt, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, it's not on Twitter. I actually had to create a Twitter account just to get on here. I was like, Jeremiah never mentioned you gotta have a Twitter account to be on Blast. No, he didn't. So I come on here and I had to go to Twitter. That's why it took me forever to get logged on. I was listening to Brian talk about real estate while I was.
Welcome to social media, Matt.
Yeah. What?
Matt's
I was, what's Twitter? I keep hearing this thing, but what is it? No, I just have never really found a need for Twitter in our business. I've been on Facebook really ever since I got online and been running ads ever since. It's like, this is the best, fastest, most on-demand, or most targeted, it's quickest. Like, you can learn so much about your business running Facebook ads that I never bothered with Twitter. It just, I don't follow people on Twitter. I don't even have a personal profile on Twitter. So find me on Facebook. My personal profile is just Matt Stefanik. Just search for my name. I'm the one and only, I hope.
Cool. Matt, you're a gent. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right. I'm out then.
It's been awesome. As you say in America, it's been totally awesome.
It's great.
Totally.
All right, guys. Have fun. Take care.
All right. Take it
Thanks.
easy.
Bye, man. See ya.